they 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 make and they like oh hey everybody. Now sorry for my weird rampage. Today we're reviewing the movie Tom and Jerry the movie. Now before I get started, quick shout out to some people who support me. Ant-Man14, Squishy Cat 200, and Think Twice 75. Wow, some names I can actually pronounce this week. They also left some nice comments on my videos. Check them out. Add them as friends. Subscribe to the channels. Their URLs are in the description box down below. Now back to Tom and Jerry the movie. Tom and Jerry the movie is basically it's their comeback still after like 34 years. Like it's now to clear any confusion, it came out in '92 in Germany, so it was out. But then it came out the year after in '93 in USA, which was when people started watching it for the first time. And it's basically the film about who else? Tom and Jerry. If you don't know or not, Tom is basically is a cat, and Jerry is a tiny little mouse. And basically, think of it as Sylvester and Tweety, except Tom and Jerry. But I think Tom and Jerry came after that. But anyway, basically, they made a bunch of shorts back in the days, and they basically, I mean, come on, it's Tom chasing Jerry, and Jerry falling from all the traps, and Tom getting kicked the crap out of. And I really like that show, Tom and Jerry. I think they're really good. I like the animation. I like that little side conflict with the dog, that little subplot conflict. With a comic team like this, you think that they would put some time and effort into their first movie. No, they don't. Anyway, Tom and Jerry the movie is basically about it starts out with Tom's owners moving, and Tom goes in the car and with his stuff, and then Jerry tries to come in the car too, but then they start fighting. They both get flung out of the car. Tommy's owners leave, and then Tom and Jerry are forced to spend the night at the house that they destroyed. No, dang it, I just ruined the plot. Anyway, Tom is forced to spend. Dang it, I cannot talk. Sorry, excuse me. I have a little bit of a headache, so if I'm a little off, it's probably that reason, because I have a little headache. Anyway, Tom and Jerry are forced to spend the night at the house. The next day, it gets tear down by a wrecking ball to make room for a new apartment. And so now they're left without a home. They're trying to figure out what they're going to do. And then they meet this dog named Pugsy and his fly, who he witnesses them fighting and realizes, they have to be pals or else they're not going to make it out here in this cold, breathing world. And then it really all goes downhill the minute he asks, "What's your name?" Tom. Seth! Why did I say Seth? I'm Tom. And Jerry. Seth! I'm Jerry. What? Sorry, but just wow! Just Tom and Jerry say things. What the hell? Anyway, not only do they talk, they make words, they talk, but they can also sing, and they sing about being Anyway, after a song where they say they're friends, and apparently that they're not friends, they go on an adventure trying to find some shelter, and they run into an orphan named Robin, who lives with this bitch named Aunt Faye and her assistant, Dr. Who came up with this script? Did someone sit a toddler down and tell him to pick the name? So he said Lick Boot. I mean, what? Anyway, they don't show us until later in the movie, but Robin finds Tom and Jerry, and she's trying to run away from Aunt Fagin. What did I say? The Lick Boot. The Lick Boot. And so Tom and Jerry insist they take her, that she goes back home and stuff. And so they go back home. She goes live with them. But Tom, and also I forgot, a fat dog on a skateboard who provides most of the slapstick and sounds like Gollum. Whatever. But then we find out that apparently she's worth a lot of money and stuff. And so, that she's a bitch, and all her and her doesn't care about is money. And so I guess somehow she's gonna make money off of them or whatever. And then all this crazy stuff happens. And she tries. Basically, Robin's on her search to find her father. Her father, who apparently is in Tibet or whatever. And then all these people. Damn it! What's the point of telling the freaking plot anymore? It does. Now there's a huge pull from it. I gotta just take a jump right in when I say. Remember I said that Beer Fest was the worst movie I've watched so far this year review? I take that back. It's the worst movie I reviewed for exactly a year. I knew I was going to find a movie worse than this, and guess what? I did! Tom and Jerry the movie is the worst freaking movie I have seen so far this year. It is the proof that, what do you know? In order to get money, Hollywood will trash a good name. I mean, for the movie, Tom and Jerry, stop! Okay, who in their right mind said Tom and Jerry, one of the most silent film characters in the world, have to talk for basically a good percentage of the movie, like 90% of the movie? Although I will say one thing. I will compliment on a few things. The first 10-15 minutes I enjoyed. I like slapstick. I know the yell's different and they show blood when she cut him up in the beginning of the credits. But they were doing slapstick and I liked it. And the opening was good when after the house got torn down, they have to wander through the streets and there's no dialogue. And there's like the end joke with Bill and Joe's, obviously referencing Bill Hanna and Joe Barbera. And guess what? Joseph Barbera was the creative consultant for this freaking movie. Okay, if you was creative consultant, why did you let him talk? Sorry. I'm just... Wow. Anyway. And I didn't even mind the character of Pugs. He was alright. I liked him until they made him friends! Sorry, but if I'm yelling all the time, I'm just so pissed off with this movie! Anyway. But actually I kind of like the fact that they didn't know they could talk, but that was somewhat inspired, but I was still so pissed off that they were talking. And once they said in a song about best friends, I was dumbfounded. I was dumbfounded by this movie. How they took the name of Tom and Jerry and trashed it in garbage like this. I mean, the animation, it's, that song, the very first song you sing in the beginning, I actually liked it. I mean, I didn't like it. It had a good beat, and it had some good lyrics, yes. But the fact that Tom and Jerry had to sing a song about best friends, I mean, they could have went into another movie and it could have been good. But the fact that Tom and Jerry sings it makes it awful. And the songs, they get worse and worse and worse throughout the movie. And the character of Robin, we didn't even need her in the movie. She was just there to provide some... Okay, I hate how they make the movie cutesy. Tom and Jerry... Okay, by the way, back to them talking, there are certain things you just don't do with movies. Okay, you don't take away the Indiana Jones music. You don't take away the James Bond tagline in the James Bond movies. Tom and Jerry don't talk. They do not whatsoever talk. You make them talk, it's not Tom and Jerry anymore. It's just a cat and a mouse who just talk. And that's what And I mean, the animation, you know, it's all right. You know, it's not the best, but it's all right, I guess. And I mean, like the characters of Robin, she just ended up providing cutesiness in the movie. Tom and Jerry were not cutesy. Okay, so that's for Tweety. They were not cutesy. They never screwed them up. Tom was trying to eat Jerry. If anyone thought that was cutesy, then you need to get your brain checked out. Tom and Jerry weren't cutesy whatsoever. Not whatsoever. I mean, and also, oh my god. And like the songs they're just horrible. Like oh god. And I don't even know what to say anymore. I don't know if I really have. Oh, I will say one thing. There was a scene near the kind of towards the end of it where Tom and Jerry are on a raft and Jerry puts his tail in the ocean and he gets his tail bit by a fish. I thought that was a good reference. Like that was what they would have done in the classic Tom and Jerry cartoons. I will say one thing. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I will say one thing. There's something that happens that separates Tom and Jerry apart. When Tom can't find him, he makes a promise to them. He makes a promise to him with Jerry, unknown look, watching, that you just sit there thinking, what the hell is this? And then they try to pay it off. I'm not going to reveal the end, but at the end they try to pay it off by doing slapstick. I'm like, you know what? No, I loathe this movie, and the fact that Joseph Barbera could allow this junk to see this junk and allow it to get produced questions whether he really needed money or he just was like, you know what, maybe he'll do something good with it. They so did not do anything good with this. And apparently this movie was directed by Phil Roman, who was the lead animator for that How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the 1966 one. I thought that was good, but compared to this, that was a classic. That was Snow White compared to this. This movie is just so god awful. And if I see review a worse movie than this, and I will set myself on fire. Well, not really, but that's the kind of hatred this movie's brought me to. I can't believe what I was watching. I can't believe they took one of the greatest animated team of all time, put him into a movie that offered nothing. And I've seen some people on there saying this was one of my favorites as a child. How? I mean, did you guys all not watch Tom and Jerry, and so you were tolerable to this? If you haven't seen Tom and Jerry before, if you're new to Tom and Jerry, you've never heard of them, and you want to see this, you might not give a crap if they talk. But, I've seen Tom and Jerry. I can't believe they ruined the name. It's just god-awful. Although, like I said, except for that a few clever moments, there really isn't anything good in here. I mean, this is a half a star, but it's pretty close to 0 stars. Like, I hated this movie so much. I can't believe it. This, right now, so far, is the worst movie I've reviewed so far this year. I'm completely in shock. I think I should just stop talking. I should just go on to, the questions and comments and stuff. So, stop talking. Screw this movie. So that's what I'm just going to do. Now, I want to know what you guys think in the comment box. 1, have you seen Tom and Jerry? 2, did you like Tom and Jerry? If you like this movie, it's fine. We all have our opinions, but for me, I can't stand this movie, and I don't know why some people like this movie. I loathe this movie. I just hate this movie so much. Like, this is probably one of the worst. Like, this movie truly makes Ed, that movie I reviewed last year, look like a genius movie compared to this. At least Ed was original. This trashed a good name. Okay, anyway. So 2nd, have you seen? I really have liked Tom and Jerry. 3, have you seen the Tom and Jerry cartoons? And 4, which one's your favorite Tom and Jerry cartoon? For me, I really can't say. There's not really isn't one that I can say my favorite because I haven't watched too many of them. But I've seen a good amount to know that I really like the show. Although I kind of want to get the DVD collection of them. I kind of want to. I might one of these days. But I don't know. Whatever. Well, I guess that's it. See ya. Bye. Hopefully next week I'll be reviewing. Actually, I told you guys that next week I'm going to review another awful movie. Will it be better than this? Will it be worse than this? Will it be it's just as bad? I will say one thing. It will be bad next week. But I'm not going to tell you what the movie is, since you have to wait next week to know. Well, see ya. Peace out. Why? Why, Tom and Jerry? Why?